Hello my beautiful people. So I just want to do some kind of welcome to my humble abode. I just want to do some notes on the coming Venus retrograde, and it's actually going to start tomorrow on the 5th of October. So depending on where you are, because you'll be getting these early, you know, I like to get them out for you in advance. So let's talk about this. One of the things that I kind of really feel is worth mentioning, I haven't done Venus retrograde specials for everybody, and the reason I didn't do them is because we're saturated with them. Everybody's talking about it. If you haven't seen it, go to my website, www.reydiantreality.com. That's R-E-Y, not R-A-D. And on there, I've put, there's a blog post that's called, you know, that's all about the Venus retrograde. Have a read of it. I think it will give you some insight, some understanding, some background, some context as to what might be happening, how it might shape up, and all that good stuff. Now, that's why I haven't done the Venus retrograde specials, because like I said, not only are we saturated with them, it's one of the things that everybody's talking about. It's on everybody's lips. But there's a few things with astrology that I really want to get across to people, that I really want to hit home to people. You know, some of the really good astrologers out there really hit this home to me, you know, and I'm still learning. I still have a very long way to go on my journey of understanding astrology, you know, and it's like tarot. The journey of understanding and learning is never truly done. You just get to a place where you're competent and proficient. Now, the Venus retrograde will be happening, like I said, on the 5th of October, which here is in the UK where I am is tomorrow. For some of you, it will be, you know, the day after, just because of the time zone thing and whatnot. So, you know, whatever day it happens for you, I'm just trying to get this out in advance. What is important and what you need to remember, all things in terms of astrology, are qualities of moments in time. So when Venus officially goes retrograde on the 5th of October, that specific day, so tomorrow, I personally will be paying attention to what happens on that day. Remember, just like your own star chart, an event chart, a synergy chart, whatever it is, you look at that chart and you are looking at a picture of a moment in time of where the planets are at any given moment in time. And what you're looking at is the quality of life that that event, person, thing, you know, launch, you know, I did a chart for my website launch, which is why I launched on the day that I did and at the time. And if you see it, it's not, a lot of people will be like, oh, I've checked out your chart and it's not very good, and there are some challenging aspects to it, but I specifically chose the challenges that I wanted, and I specifically chose those because I was aware that I was looking at a moment in time, and having the understanding that I'm looking at a moment in time, I can anticipate what is going to unfold over the lifetime of the thing that I created, of the, you know, the website that I launched at the specific time. So when Venus goes retrograde tomorrow, pay attention to what happens tomorrow. Pay attention to the relationships that you've got and what happens in them, the dynamics of them. You know, Venus is going retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. This is all about the power dynamic. It's about what you truly, Scorpio, what you truly desire. What is at the bottom? What are your deepest motivations in the core of who you are? Venus, what do I value? So she's actually amplifying that retrograde to relook at something, reassess, re-examine, redo if need be, in the sign of your deepest and, you know, most held and sometimes even darkest and taboo desires. Venus is going to ask you, what do you truly value here? What do you truly value at that level? And that's what's going to help you understand what your motivations are, where they come from, what is truly driving the decisions that you make based on what you actually value, as opposed to what you think you value on the surface. Remember, we're out of Libra, we're in Scorpio now in terms of Venus. She'll retrograde back into Libra, and I feel, because it is You know, there's definitely going to be some obsessive behavior going on for all of us. I can't even tell you, you know, I'm like looking at it like, ooh, because I know myself. I know what my my moments are and my triggers. Like, one of the things I do is bite my nails. That's one of my obsessive behaviors. You know, and sometimes it's yeah. Anyway, enough of that. But you see my point. If you know what your triggers are and whatnot, you'll be able to anticipate that more. So tomorrow, pay attention to your relationships, what happens in your relationships. Pay attention to the things and the people that you're drawn to. Pay attention to what it is that you feel urged to acquire. Remember, Venus rules money, it rules acquisitions. It's the, excuse me, the lesser benefic, you know, and it's all to do with what we value, what our monetary values are, what our financial state is, you know, mentally, emotionally, actually, physically and materially. It rules all of that stuff. So really be conscious, really pay attention to what's happening. And the reason I've put this prelude in to all these weekly videos is because this it's happening now. And if you can pay attention to especially what happens on the day of when the retrograde starts, it's going to give you an idea of the quality of what that entire retrograde season is going to be about for you, is going to deliver to you. And remember, we always have a choice. We co-create our destinies. Things aren't done to us. They are done with us. And, you know, and in terms of that stuff as well, sometimes the universe takes you to a certain point because you need to make a decision. And if you don't make a decision, unfortunately, like any rule of procrastination, if you don't jump, you'll be pushed. That's how it works. You know, so think about it, pay attention to what's happening, be observant, you know, ultimately be observant with yourself on a really deep internal level. You know, listen to what comes up for you on the inside and pay attention and observe all of the stuff that happens externally, because in that is going to give you sort of, you know, the way that this is going to shape up for you. I'll talk about this more as well as we go forward, because, and this is the other thing that I really want to hit home to people as well. No transit lasts a day. You know, I mean, some of the aspects last a day, and, you know, in that respect, but their effects tend to be felt longer than they actually last in some respects. The eclipses, for as an example, they happen on a specific day, but they take 3 to 6 months to unpack and to assimilate into our lives. Like, some of the stuff that's happening for us now is off the back of the eclipses that we've had. You know, so be aware, be alert, understand what is taking place, you know, and more importantly as well, especially given the fact that it's a Venus retrograde, be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others. You know, this isn't going to be as hardcore as some. It will definitely be driving those obsessions for sure. I don't think it will be as hardcore as what we've had to deal with over the summer and, you know, the course of this year. So with all that said, waffling over, I really hope you enjoy your week ahead videos, and you'll be able to find all the good stuff that I talk about on there. Take care, and I'll see you very soon. Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your continued support. You know it truly means the world to me. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can do so on the link below. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so at the website address below, which is www.reydiantreality.com, spelled R-E-Y, not R-A-D. So with all of that out the window, my moon sign sisters and brothers, I will like to bless both of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what your destiny card for the week ahead is. Your destiny card is about the overarching or overriding theme, what is likely to shape up for you this week ahead. And what you get this week is the Chariot card. Look at that, you come up this week as yourself. The Chariot card is the sign of Cancer, and the Chariot card is about it's about success. It's about winning. It's about coming out on top. It's about a victory. But when you see this card, it says that this week you'll have a really good week, and it says you'll have a really powerful week. And the reason we say you come up in a position of strength and power when you see the Chariot card, or any card that represents your own sign in a reading that is for you, is because the universe is understanding what it is you're trying to create with your own life. Now, what I can tell you about the Chariot card is it's a very fast card. So this is going to be a very quick week, and it also tells me that there's going to be a lot of changes for you. Don't forget, Venus is going retrograde today or tomorrow, depending on where you are. And that retrograde is going to trine your own sign. It's going to trine Cancer. So that's, you know, that in itself is already going to create a certain type of energy. So you've got something really harmonious and really beneficial shaping up for you. And the Chariot card basically says whatever you're putting the finishing touches on, you know, whether that's a project that you're finally presenting, something that you're finally ready to reveal or release, whatever you're putting out there that you've already put the work in, it comes good for you, it comes successful for you. This is a yes card as well in that respect. You know, will I get the job? Yes. Will I be received well by my partner's family? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The thing about the Chariot card, like I said, is it's a quick card. There will be some changes that you will have to anticipate. You are going to have to think on your feet in some of these, you know, in some of these things. And the reason I say that is because the feeling that I'm getting from this is it's like you get what you want, but you might either get something extra with it, or you might get a stipulation with it. So it's like if you meet the partners, you know, as an example, because this is what's come to me. As an example, if you meet the partner's family, it may well be that, you know, things are a little bit tense, and you're going to have to be the one that cracks the ice. And, you know, by you just being your natural, warm, you know, emotive and nurturing self, that eventually they're like, oh, actually, do you know what? I don't know why I'm being so awkward, because actually this person is lovely. That's just one example of how this can play out, but it kind of feels to me that you get the yes, you get the victory, you get the success. And the way that this shapes up is it's going to be you kind of leading this. It's going to be you at the forefront saying, right, well, you know what, if nobody's going to put their hat in, I'm going to put my hat in first, and then hopefully everybody else will follow suit. And they absolutely will. You know, and it will come good for you. For those of you, the words that I'm hearing, for those of you that are starting a new job this week, like you're actually starting, the beginning of the week, Monday and Tuesday, might be a little bit frosty, but by the end of the week, I'm telling you, you guys will be laughing and rip-roaring all over the place, and people will be happy to be receiving you. So that's awesome. The direction for the week, context, you know, background, how to achieve this. The Moon card, interesting, because you are Moonchild, you are the original Moonchild. I am a Cancer moon sign, so, you know, this is kind of relevant for me as well. The Moon card talks about your past, it talks about understanding your past, but it also talks about your instincts and your intuition. And it asks you to look at your past and ask you, especially in terms of this, where in your past have you held yourself back? Where in your past have you been afraid to demonstrate the softer side of you? For those of you that have been. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, where is it in your past that you've been afraid to demonstrate that tough exoskeleton? You know, Cancer has, although Cancer is just the crab, it has a duality to it, because the exoskeleton is tough, you know, it can take it, it can handle it, but the inner world is rich and emotional and soft and squidgy, you know. And this kind of, to me, it feels like you're going to need to remember in your past. You'll have experiences this week that remind you, two experiences. I feel like one of them's going to happen on Wednesday, and the other one will be either on Thursday or Saturday, but Wednesday for sure. This is what I'm feeling intuitively. And the experiences that you have are going to remind you of things, and you're going to be like, oh, you know what, I've been through a similar situation to this before. Remember how you reacted that last time. If you reacted by, you know, putting on the brave front and showing the exoskeleton and, you know, you can't hurt me, show your vulnerability. If you reacted with your vulnerability and was like, oh, I can't handle it, you know, show your exoskeleton, show your strength. That's what you're being asked to do. I kind of feel like this is a paradox here. This week, that's what you're being given. You are being given the opportunity to go back and rewrite something by doing it differently this time. The situation, the players might even be completely different, but it will have an echo of something that's happened in your past. And by anticipating what that is and saying, right, okay, last time I reacted trying to be tough, do the opposite. Or you know, and if it was the opposite for you, you say, last time I reacted by trying to be soft and yielding, this time demonstrate strength. That's what those experiences are going to give you, and in that way you can kind of rewrite and rewire your brain and your psyche and even your emotions, you know, going forward. It's like you get to rewrite the past this week, and that is quantum mechanics, quantum physics sort of stuff. Really, really exciting. Let me know how this shapes up for you, because I'm really intrigued. I mean, I'm interested because this is obviously my moon sign reading. So I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing week, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.